We use gamepad right over here in practice. Because one doesn't practice make perfect. You practice imperfectly. Alright, and we're off. So, streams will sync up momentarily, but neither of them going for the wheel mix, as expected. So, yeah, 1-1 is pretty straightforward. It's kind of just knowing when to jump, where to jump, reading what the Sparky's doing right there. Now I got both streams pretty much synced up. Both entering the door pretty much at the same time. It's a very standard 1-1 right here. Oh, as I say, one of them missing the door, but both of them miss it. And both of them grab the ledge, so... both very neck and neck again. So grabbing the ledge right there actually loses you, like, a second and a half, actually. So you really want to just have a clean, ledge jump. It's really, 7's the most optimal platform to land on because it's the lowest. So here Speedman's going to take 2 Bronto Birds to kill this Poppy Bros with. A double star kills a few mid-bosses in this game, and where we can use it, we will, because it's just extremely efficient. Yeah, Speedman playing a bit safe so it doesn't get absolutely sniped by that hothead. Bomber capitalizing. Both runners uncharacteristically taking more damage than they'd like to. Especially in World 1. Such an execution-heavy run. Bomber also losing some time from that ledge grab. You can see how close it is just from tiny mistakes like this, how it just puts him a few seconds behind now. Again, World 1 is just a lot of easy movement. You can grind it out. You can learn World 1 very well in a day. Less than that, a few hours. So Speedman now has Burning, and Blue Bomber as well. It's the first movement-based ability in the game, and Burning kind of just moves you really fast to whichever way you're facing. So it's not good for moving you up and down, obviously, but in rooms that are kind of open like this with fewer walls, it's very good. Speedman finishing this room pretty well. Let's see if Blue Bomber doesn't get... Oh, Blue Bomber gets sniped. So yeah, those hotheads are really annoying, and they will snipe you. And this is one of those Kirby games where if you take one hit, you just drop your ability. It's like that era of Kirby games. So Speedman kills that Frosty very well. There are actually other abilities that can kill him faster, but you want to keep Burning because it helps us a lot in a few upcoming rooms and into one. So Blue Bomber taking out Frosty pretty quickly as well. Bomber grabbing the health there, not a bad idea at all. But however, getting hit here, struggling to get his Burning back and actually just negating all the health that he just got back. So a bit of a struggle for him right here in World 1. Speedman all the way on to DDD now. So he's about half a level ahead. So they're actually, Spark is probably one of the best early game abilities to kill Wispy with. If I say DDD, I really keep making this mistake because I see his face right above the door. Thomas will make fun of me for that. But you can just slam into Wispy's face and he'll die. So Spark actually kills faster, but we want to keep Burning for 2-1 and part of 2-2. It's typically, yeah, very useful here. So Bomber getting out a bit slower because of his mistakes earlier. Speedman accidentally killing his own star, so that's another thing about this game. If you, like, exhale or puff or attack your own star, then it'll disappear, and it's really annoying, especially for newer runners. Like, if you get hit more often, then it's like there are more chances to lose your ability and just kill it. So Speedman takes Tornado as a backup. Bomber takes Sword as a backup. Bomber on 1 health here. Bomber dying to that Parasol Waddle D because he doesn't... You really just almost always have Burning for this level, so you don't really know what to do otherwise. Yeah, Bomber making the right choice, not going back. So Speedman's going to make a double star by inhaling both his copy ability and that hothead. And again, use a double star to kill the mid-boss. This doesn't work on all mid-bosses, so the game isn't that as broken as it looks, but those guys are just really convenient for it. Because we've killed, what, 2 out of 3 mid-bosses so far with that double star? So something about Blue Bomber just reminding me that in Kirby's Adventure, the game on which this is based, you pretty much use Tornado for the whole thing. Speedman also with Wheel now. It's another horizontal movement ability. It's pretty much like the same speed as Burning, but you don't have to like start up and attack every single time, so it's just faster. We don't actually get to keep it for too long in this section. So Blue Bomber getting his Wheel now. Speedman with some very clean movement. He's on a very good pace right now. As purpose damage, Speedman damage boosted through that because it's just a lot easier to take the hit and just fly up those shafts than try and avoid everything, and just how it works. Speedman also messing up the quote-unquote perfect Meta Knights fight right here. You have to kill them in a certain order because when you kill one, the next one that spawns is kind of like set, so if you kill them in the right order, they're always spawn in the right order, and you just don't want to mess it up. That's how it is. Blue Bomber killing all these fish, where Speedman only killed one of them. So now I hope Speedman's trying to not going to get try to not get sniped by that hothead. He's good, he gets that spark there. And like I said earlier, spark kills Wispy, it also kills a lot of mid-bosses very easily, just like this TikTok right here. Let's see how Blue Bomber handles this Meta Knights fight. He's also not doing it the optimal way. Getting sniped by the Trident Knight right there. Those guys can be very annoying if you don't have everything perfected. See, now he's waiting for that one to spawn. So now the runners are both, I think, 1 level apart right now. Speedman exiting 2-4, and Blue Bomber now exiting, I believe, 2-3. So let's see if Speedman can avoid the cannon hits here. Halo Dude actually does an easier strat here. Speedman avoiding the cannon shots, that's very nice. But Blue Bomber grabbing that max 1 tomato there, not a bad idea with only 2 health. Almost forgetting to pick up the Sparky there, just choosing not to pick up the Sparky there, very interesting. Speedman now with another wheel section right here. Very hilly. Yeah, it seems to be working well right now for him. Blue Bomber killing TikTok. High jump. First time we're seeing high jump in the run from Speedman. We're going to see that a lot more later in the run. And we're going to use, especially in butter building, high jump is very important. So, high jump is also used to kill Paint Roller right here, Paint Troller, whatever you want to call him. Hopefully he gets a good pattern, doesn't get hit, because if Paint Roller starts messing with you, you're really just not going to have a fun time, and you get very mad very quickly. But Speedman finessing it, eviscerating Paint Roller right there. Let's see how Blue Bomber handles this cannon room. Wow, that's kind of interesting. I kind of like what he's going for there. I might look into that, actually. Something that he just did right there. So Blue Bomber grabbing this health back here. He knows it's there. Very smart. Speedman going to show us how important a high jump is on these later levels. It's also a very strong ability. It's got 2 parts to the attack. The initial jump and that little blue cancel thing it's got right there. And, yeah, it's very strong. It does... Just to start, it's very strong. I keep repeating myself because I don't know what else to say. Blue Bomber dropping his wheel in this room. It can be kind of annoying if you don't really know what, the layout of it very well. Ooh, Blue Bomber being very careful not to inhale both the high jump and his previous ability. And now Speedman on to butter building 2. avoiding the snipe and avoiding the fire breath right there. That is very impressive from Speedman. Those guys can make your day miserable if you get bad RNG. Let's see how Blue Bomber handles Paint Roller. So Speedman ditches his high jump in favor of Sword. That's the normal strat right there, because now he's coming up on the Bugsy fight. Blue Bomber having a very good Paint Roller fight as well. Speedman killing both those things. Those penguins. So yeah, Bugsy, if you are anywhere near him, he will grab you and he will make your life miserable. Speedman getting hit while inhaling his ability. If you get hit while inhaling anything, it'll just disappear and you won't get the star or whatever. But he gets the double star from Bugsy's bugs. This is making for a very slow Bugsy fight right now. This is not what you want to happen at all. Because if Bugsy grabs you as well, you go into a very long animation. Like a grab animation. And just not fun. Let's see if Blue Bomber can capitalize on this and make up some ground. Yeah, Blue Bomber choosing just to tank that hit right there. So you might be saying, shoot, you said high jump is important. Now Speedman grabs his high jump back. It's a very well-routed level, I believe. I don't see any routing improvements on this either. Ooh, Blue Bomber accidentally taking Cutter, meaning to inhale his high jump. Very tragic right there. He's gonna have to be very slow through this section right here. Speedman high jumping his way through the rest of this. So now all the time that Blue Bomber probably could have made up with Bugsy is down the drain, it seems. Just from that section right there. He probably got still some to save. But now he's got 1 health for Bugsy. I wouldn't do this. I probably would have just killed myself in this situation, because you really don't want to have a 1 health Bugsy. Especially if you're not very confident. So now Speedman's coming up on the Meta Knight's fight right here, the second one in the game. Let's see if he goes for the fast strats here. Interesting. He loses his high jump, however. He's probably going to grab the backup high jump from the museum. Speedman able to work that well. Blue Bomber getting grabbed by Bugsy. I think he died earlier, but... yeah, that's how you're supposed to manage Bugsy. He usually likes to back up out of your range. Blue Bomber not really needing to go back for Sword there. Kind of frivolous at this point. You're not really going to need it for much longer. So yeah, Speedman going into the museum to grab his backup high jump. Very convenient there. And Blue Bomber heading past Bugsy. Speedman with the second invincibility candy section of the game. So the original strat here was that you grab that sword enemy and you use that to kill bonkers. And then you get high jump back later in the run, but then they realized that, yeah, we'll just high jump him to death. We're invincible. And like, oh, that's a really good idea. Because they wanted to figure out how to save it, but then they realized that it also saved time. And, yeah, just high jump him to death, don't worry. Actually, standing on enemies in this game, or standing on mid-bosses with invincibility cane doesn't do any damage to them. Blue Bomber making a good decision there to getting that maximum tomato, because if he hit that sword enemy, he would have died right there and lost his high jump. I don't think Speedman went for the fast strats, killing that crash enemy right there. Getting lucky with the frog as well. Blue Bomber upcoming with the Meta Knight's fight. We'll see how he handles it. Speedman managing the dark room here. There are very few dark rooms in the game, and they're really not that bad because you can pretty much see most of what's going on. Those little enemies with the halos and the sunglasses are lights, and if you know what's happening, they're kind of useless. Blue Bomber barely getting his high jump back, managing just not to kill it. Let's see how he manages here. Tries to get that, ooh, he's dropping it on purpose. And that spit right there is pretty smart. Not taking the damage that he wants. A bit slow right there. Speedman on the Shine and Bright fight. Almost forgot to mention that. So pretty much, whichever one comes down first is just RNG. You don't really get to manipulate which one goes where. I always guess Moon. It's probably in your best interest to not guess either of them, but it's no fun when you do that, so guessing is what all the cool kids are doing these days. All the cool commentators. Speedman into World 4 now. And this is our first and only instance of UFO in the run, if everything goes smoothly, that is. Let's see how that works. Blue Bomber taking an extra jump there. Taking Eddie Van Halen's advice. Now he's not going to have the easiest bonkers fight in the world. Because now he actually has to fight him. So yeah, that was the short UFO section of the run from Speedman, getting that tornado, putting him right at the end of the door. Just a sliver of health left. Yeah, that little tornado right there for Speedman, you really only use like 3 times before dropping it. Let's see how Blue Bomber chooses to take this, yeah, he just waits for that crash to explode. Yeah, a little spike section for Speedman, but it's no big deal because there's a little bit of health there. Little health never hurt no one. Except when you kill that Sparky right there that you need to inhale for the next section. So the room that Blue Bomber's in right now, in the original NES game, you actually had to walk around to the right of the building until the door appeared. I thought that's much cooler than what they do here. They're like, oh yeah, just wait it out in this really easy room with almost static enemies and just, you know, just chill for a bit. Bomber also picking up Sword, an interesting choice. So Speedman is now entering everyone's favorite level, the airship level. Windy room, Hindenburg disaster if you really don't like it. But everyone likes it, so it's okay. This is the only, also the music in this level is great. But it's the only room in the game where it's just had this constant, rightward pushing wind effect. It's kind of cool, and it's kind of difficult to navigate in as well if you're not comfortable with it. Blue Bomber also with the correct guess on the moon, which is in fact the best guess. Not statistically, I just like it more. Speedman getting out of the blimp. Blue killing the sun and moon, even though there still is light in the rest of the run. I don't know how that happens. I am not the most knowledgeable of Kirby lore, although I do have some good lore fun facts. Speedman also some really clean movement through that first room there. I always struggle with that a bit. Let's see how he handles the birds here. Doesn't have swords, so he can't make chicken cutlets, so movement is his best friend now. Blue Bomber also not grabbing the UFO there. Very interesting choice. So I'm sure a lot of you guys remember the room that Speedman is in right now, as it gave a lot of people a lot of trouble, especially playing this game for the first time as kids, and getting to that door on the left, because that was like the ultimate goal. So now here's the fan fight. It's really, really, really annoying if everything doesn't go properly. I feel like Speedman's going to get grabbed here. Yeah. He started his attack just a few frames late, but it's okay. He picks up his star. He shoots it at fan, because we use throw for the one and only time in this run for the next Meta Knights fight. Blue Bomber just overshooting a bit with his tornado. No big deal. Yeah, Blue Bomber probably should have dropped his tornado for this room. I don't quite know why he kept it, but we'll see what he does with that. So Speedman going through a nice little invincibility candy section of the game. It's they kind of tell you how to do the movement and you just go with it. So throw pretty much turns any enemy like you quote-unquote inhale or grab into like a double star, so it goes like all projectiles, and it can go through multiple enemies, as seen right there. It hits 2 of those idiots. And you're just gonna hold it and chuck it right there. It goes through a projectile and 2 enemies. It's very nice. So So Blue Bomber on the blimp now. Speedman with that burning through this somewhat annoying section. Because if you are all the way on the ceiling or all the way on the ground, you get hit by the spikes. Blue Bomber grabbing the high jump in here inside the blimp. But some pretty clean kills all the way through that, only getting hit once. Speedman only with 1 health, with the frogs coming at him. The frogs swim faster than Kirby, and it's very, very annoying. Speedman grabbing the health there, very smart decision with the upcoming mid-boss fight. Also, that was really weird. I think he just slid off of the sword attack. That was like a 200 IQ play right there. They pretty much just slice TikTok. And you go through another dark room. Which I believe is the second of the game. Getting sliced twice. So not too much of a problem for Speedman. Hopefully not getting trolled by the Rocky coming. Let's see how Blue Bomber handles this wheel room. I wonder if Speedman's going to reset right here, soft reset. Yeah, Speedman takes a soft reset. Pretty much the soft reset gives you 2 lives, or makes you have 2 extra lives total, and gives you full health at the cost of a few seconds. Blue Bomber getting good fan RNG, not getting grabbed. So he's not punished for just slightly slower movement. Speedman is in the Krakow fight now. If you're Polish, you'd be around Krakow, but we're not. And Krakow takes 5 high jump attacks and 5 cancels to kill. And if you miss even one of the cancels, it'll take an extra jump. See, just like that, the tiny little sliver of health is just from a cancel. So that was a decent Krakow fight from Speedman. Let's see how Blue Bomber handles this upcoming fight. Speedman's on pretty much one of the easiest levels of the game. 5-1. There are like 0 problemos with this at all. Also, I love the snowmen, like, because you barely see those snowmen enemies in the game. And ice is my favorite modern Kirby ability. Blue Bomber right there was some very... Oh, getting sniped. Getting absolutely forked by that Trident Knight. So Speedman's in Yogurt Yard, which is like my favorite world in this game. And I actually can get decent times on that kind of consistently, which is weird to hear myself saying. Speedman's coming up on the first instance of Ball in the run. Ball is a ridiculously strong ability that no one uses because it's just extremely unwieldy. So he's going to show us how to actually use Ball today. Blue Bomber in a precarious situation in the spike room right now. This is not where he wants to be at all. Luckily he gets extra life and he's just like, okay, I'm going to take that hit. Yeah, Speedman just going through a few unexciting rooms. Ball falls faster than regular Kirby, because some air resistance stuff lets you accelerate, I don't know. See, at 2 hits bonkers. The damage of Ball actually isn't related to the speed at all. Just kills stuff very well, very quickly. I think that was a soft reset from Blue Bomber, because there's like no other way that he has full health and 2 lives. Also, getting sniped by that Hawhead right there. Somewhat annoying. And here we have another high jump for Speedman. You don't want to kill these enemies because it puts the game in hit stun, kind of, I think. Halo was saying that after I killed all of them during one of my tournament races. Was one where I didn't race Halo. But we don't keep that for long, it doesn't matter, because we get wheel here. In a very wheel-centric room. Yeah. So developers want to troll you coming down this little slope just so we'll walk right into the spikes. but we're too smart for that. Speedman is too smart for that. He knows what's coming. Let's see how Speedman takes this spike room right here. He's got the puffs. Nice and quick from Speedman. Let's see how Blue Bomber handles Kracko. So Speedman's coming up another section with Burning, that's pretty simple. And another Meta Knight's fight. Shout out to Speedman for being an actual dad and a speedrunner at the same time. It's pretty much unheard of. Blue Bomber is struggling with Kracko getting hit twice already. So the spiky part of Kracko on the outside actually doesn't hurt you, and you just have to touch like his eyeball for it to hurt. Kinda like Mike Wazowski, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, fastest way to kill these bozos with Speedman is just inhale them, spit them out. 4 health for him, doesn't matter if he gets hit. Blue Bomber now on to Yogurt Yard. Speedman with another ball. Not going for the fast ball strats, very smart. Blue Bomber dying in the first level. Very interesting. Secret room right there. It's kind of obvious because it looks very much like a door. And it's also a secret room that Bomber is in right now, I guess. But again, kind of easy to find. Unstoning too early and getting punished by the Parasol Waddle Dee. Getting frozen, almost dying to the void right there. If he was just a few more pixels to the right, I think he would have been a goner. Speedman choosing just to wait for the cannon to shoot instead of trying to jump through it or ball through it. So Blue Bomber entering 5-2 right now. So it's actually a decently long level. So we're coming up in another fire line fight. Quickly killed with ball, 2 hits again. And we steal his ability because delicious burning. And he gets the hole in one right there, that's pretty cool. He got through the 1 tile gap. This is also an interesting game in that if you do burning into a slope, it kind of just cancels it and you're just standing there. So it's really weird. Don't quite know why that happens, because I know in most other games you just like go up with the slope or whatever. So Speedman in the room now, where the developers give you a very subtle hint that they want you to get wheel. Like, I think the best way to tell them to do that is like by putting 20-something enemies of the same type in their wheel, in the right room, but like, man, I don't know, it's not obvious, but like, who cares? They know to get wheel. These guys are smart speedrunners. Speedman not going for any flywheels or faster movement on the water, but yeah, he's getting through anyway. So Speedman's going to drop his ability and can actually come back to 6-6. So we can see our first mix of the game. It's a first frame mix, so if you hold down an A as soon as you inhale 2 enemies, you get the first ability. And in a wheel mix, the first ability is Hama. And Hammer is very good for killing enemies such as Heavy Mole, the boss in this level. Blue Bomber on another wheel-mandated level, I guess you could call it. Yeah, you can see just Hammer just kills Heavy Mole very quickly. The only annoying thing is that Heavy Mole has a lot of invincibility frames when you hit him with Hammer. So there's a new strat that has ooh, Blue Bomber taking damage to the spikes. That has, instead of mixing for Hammer, you actually wait a little longer and you get Ball, and you kill him really quickly, because like I said, Ball is very strong. Blue Bomber with a soft reset, not a bad idea right there. Both players with burning now, so pretty cool. Different levels, same ability. Let's see how Speedman manages this room right here. There are just so many enemies and there's just so much movement in it that it can really be a challenging level, especially for newer runners. Speedman managing that world level absolutely beautifully right there. Blue Bomber with an interesting double inhale there. I kind of really like that. Speedman killing it in World 6 right now. I really like what he's doing right now. Way to puff that crash right there. Blue Bomber getting the health, but then getting bopped by the Sparky. He's able to retain his ball, though. So now Speedman's going to take Tornado, because the name of Orange Ocean is alternatively Keep Tornado in all caps with like 3 exclamation points after it, because it is indispensable from 6-2 to 6-4. So he's in 6-2 right now. As you can see, why it starts being really useful. Just fly over everything here, kill everything. Ooh, he gets on the wrong side of that door. I think he's trying to go underneath the bottom and get that one little space snipe right there. So, Speedman coming up to the bonkers fight right here. Takes 8 hits with Tornado, best split up into 4 on the first turn and 4 on the second. So he gets 4 there, and 4 there. Very good. Let's see Blue Bomber handle Fire Line. Pretty painlessly. Although he does kill him by accident, that's not very good. So he's going to have to go through this room here with no ability, actually. Because Laser's not going to help him, Fire's not going to help him. That's Fire, not Burning, by the way. Which are just meshed together in later Kirby games, which I think is the best decision. There's a Fireball right there, but it's pretty useless. Speedman showing us how important Tornado is. You just fly through, like, 1 trillion enemies right there. In one of another extremely enemy-heavy room in this game. Blue Bomber just running through. Not really needing the wheel, it looks like. Taking the wheel there. Let's just see if he manages this room right here. This is one of the easiest rooms in which you can lose Tornado, and he seems to be good so far. And he is clean. He's out of there. He's out of a difficult section. Because if you lose your ability while you're in water, you don't even have the opportunity to pick it back up. It's just gone. Like, you can't do anything, man. Speedman is in the Nut Shack right now, aptly named by myself. Also, this is the 11th anniversary of the debut of the first episode of the Nut Shack, for any of you who were wondering. I've been waiting 32 minutes to say that. But happy 11th birthday to the Nut Shack, the TV show. Blue Bomber getting the hammer mix right there as well. And taking a hit from Heavy Mole there. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, MK, you thought I wouldn't know my Nut Shack facts, but, you know, we're there. I never watched it, but it's there for the meme. I do believe it is the 11th anniversary of the Nut Shack. Seriously. Another water level that Speedman's in right here. What a room, I guess. You don't want to lose Tornado there. And see, again, Tornado, you just fly over everything right here. It's no big deal. You don't want to have fun with all these enemies running at you at 60 miles an hour. You don't have to get hit by a truck that is a Waddle Dee. You just chill. You just fly over everything and you're like, nah, man, it's good. Blue Bomber with only 1 health coming into this level. This room right here. He came in with 2, but got hit. Blue Bomber grabbing the maximum tomato there. Very interesting. I did not know that that was a backup strat. But he's getting hit there, and he's kind of saved for it. Speedman mixing sword there accidentally. That's not that bad, actually, coming into this fight. So you typically want to have Tornado and you just drop it and get a double star with one of these ice blocks. And you use your double star to kill the Frosties. Ooh, I thought he almost ran into that Frosty there and just died. Speedman with a tactical death right there. We all knew what he was doing, so he's just resetting his health for the upcoming Meta Knights fight. Because these guys are bogus, and it's really annoying. Because what is a good platform without ice physics? And you're saying, wait, Chooch, there's ice physics in this game? And I'm like, yeah, they kind of just forgot to use it, and they're like, oh, yeah, man. hey, you did a really good job programming these, but, like, we kind of forgot to use them. What if we just throw them in here? Like, yeah, I guess we could put, like, 3 levels in the whole game with ice physics. And like, you know what? Fine, you know. We'll just do it. No big deal. So here we are, ice physics with Kirby. Blue Bomber with 1 health coming up to his section where he has to pick up Tornado. Not safe at all. Like, I think he should just die here if he really want to be safe. Or there's a maximum tomato at the end of the level he could pick up right there if he plays it properly. Speedman going in with 4 health to Meta Knight fight. Yeah, he gets the maximum tomato. Smart boy. That's not good at all from Blue Bomber. That is very unfortunate. So Meta Knight being extremely polite to Speedman and giving him some very good RNG. Because Meta Knight can jump around, he can parry while jumping, and he can block like 10 of your attacks in the fight, no exaggeration, and just give you an absolutely awful time. So Speedman soft resetting there, getting full health because he knows he's going to take whatever health he has out of 7-1 into 7-2. Now you'll say, Chooch, that's obvious. If you enter a level with that much health, then you go to the next level with that much health. If you don't soft reset. But 7-2 is like the boss gauntlet in this. Also, Blue Bomber taking Burning into the Bonkers fight. That's very bold of him. It's a good spur-of-the-moment decision. So we originally, the old strats were to use Spark to break all these blocks and just slide along these beautiful ice physics right here, on which Kirby is very hard to control. But Japanese runner, Suzura Bako, one of the gods of this game, who's not in this tournament because he's been out of speedrunning for a while, figured out that it's faster to use Sword there, and it saves like 2 to 3 seconds. So Speedman is mixing Ball there, another first frame mix, so it's very easy again. But Ball is going to be killing all the mini-bosses in our upcoming mini-boss tower. And I can see Blue Bomber struggling without Tornado in that room. You'll be able to see a very good juxtaposition of what happened in Speedman's World 6, which was pretty good, to what's happening to Blue Bomber now. Let's see how Speedman handles things in the boss tower. Good bonkers. Gets through that very well. No problems there. One hit on Fan. Ooh, he gets grabbed and just absolutely yeeted across the room there. But he's, able to get that 3rd hit. He's like, I see you there. Speedman with an exceptional Bugsy kill. By the book. Absolutely perfect. No big deal. He just kills that very easily. Firelion giving a bit of trouble to a Speedman. Almost killing his corpse because you really want Burning there. But Speedman coming out with a very good 7-2. Blue Bomber's in the nut shack, but he is not dealing with any of that today. He's not dealing with his 1.4 out of 10 star review. He's just got his umbrella. He is happy to be running by all these nuts. So yeah, Speedman, they give you a nice, as you can see on Speedman, he's got full health now. They gave you a nice maximum tomato after that little gauntlet, because they're like, wow, you've been through hell and back, we'll just comp you this right here, you don't have to soft reset. Speedman just barely overshooting that door right there. Another level with ice physics in which you don't want to really touch the ground. So they really, didn't like the guy who made the ice physics there. You honestly expect most platformers to have like a full ice world, because like a lot of Super Mario Bros. Games, like especially the modern ones, have like an entire ice world. We deal with that, how they have like a water world and an ice world, and like your first world's always the grass world, like it is in this game. But they just don't even bother making an ice one here. It's like, yeah. Also, I'm not giving Speedman enough credit for such a good 7-2. He got good RNG and he capitalized on it every single time. Speedman getting bops, losing his Burning. He's not panicking because he knows he's really going to drop his ability right in this door. Yeah. These balls are RNG. That was very, very nice, those balls. Blue Bomber dying on the UFO room. Getting whipped by one of those beams from the UFOs. Hopefully he's got another one to spawn. So all enemies in this game respawn when you die, except for UFOs. Ooh, he doesn't have an ability for the fight now. He can't make a double star. I don't know what he's going to do now. He's going to go top? Yeah, he's going to go top for the Poppy Bros. We'll see what happens here. Do you need a double bomb throw? Just a single bomb throw. Ooh, that's actually not a bad idea. Trying to link both of those up, even though they're at different times. You can actually hit both enemies at once with 1 star, but it's extremely rare, and they have to be very close to each other. Let's see if he inhales the poppy. Ooh, he dies. The other one gets hit by his banana shoes. So Speedman coming out of a pretty chill level right there. Speedman on very good pace right now. Yeah, Blue Bomber getting a double star right there. However, if you choose the top path, then you have to deal with this section right here. They give you invincibility candy, but they just add an extra room. And it's like, okay, deal with this now. Speedman going for spark strats right now with the wheelie. Getting bopped right there. Bopped twice. Ooh. Gets wheel, has 1 health in this room. He's gonna have to execute well. You always have to execute well in this room, actually, but he really doesn't want to lose wheel right now, because the wheel is very important for 7-6. Yeah, he's gonna wait for that burning enemy to go past. He's going there with he doesn't get the health up there. Very interesting choice from him. I thought he'd go for that with only 1 health. Now he's got to have a good 7-6 and not mess anything up. Let's watch Blue Bomber's Meta Knight. Also, 7-6 is a bit of a throwback to the original Kirby's Dream Land game, as you can see by the old colors and aesthetics. It's pretty much all the levels from that game condensed into one thing right here, or at least most of them, all the way up to the Krakow fight, I think. Blue Bomber with a pretty good Meta Knight. He's going to want a soft reset after this, absolutely. Speedman grabbing the maximum tomato there. Good decision by him. Blue Bomber entering 7-1 right now. Good movement from Speedman so far. Blue Bomber doesn't get sword there. Very interesting. I think he's going to grab Spark here. Yeah, he grabs Spark there. Speedman getting through the Scarfy room. Speedman is going to go for another mix in this. Now, unlike the other first-rate mixes we've seen from him, this is going to be on the second tick. So it's not the first ability, but the second one, so he's going to have to hit it on frames, what? I think it's 5 through... Oh, he gets it, 5 through 8. And that's just muscle memory right there. It's kind of just rhythm. He gets the ball mix there. Very solid from Speedman. Blue Bomber also with ball now. Going to fly over this room to 7-2. There are actually faster strats with ball in the room that Blue Bomber's in. Speedman did the same flying over thing here. But it's really hard to do. Very difficult timing, and if you don't, you can get punched and just start going backwards. Speedman just avoiding the suck there. Very lucky. He could just spit those out at DDD for a bit of a faster time. Blue Bomber handling Bonkers well. Dropping his ball for some reason, but picking it back up. Blue Bomber getting absolutely sniped by Fanfan right there. Fast grab. If Fanfan's grab range is like Roy, and then Bugsy's like Marth in Melee. Speedman on the orb fight as well, I forgot to mention. And this is an orb in space and it tries to shoot you. Not very nice of him. Blue Bomber handling Bugsy well right there. Speedman with a good orb fight right there. Speedman on 44 pace as well. This is looking good for him. And Blue Bomber with a Fire Lion fight as well. You know, he's coming out of 7-2 pretty good right now. So the final boss fight right here, the Nightmare fight, you think, oh wow, it's a final boss, he's gotta be really difficult. No, he does the exact same attacks in the exact same order every single time you do it. So if you practice it once and you memorize the order, like, you're pretty good right there. Speedman getting the jump hit on Nightmare, that's not good. So there are 2 attacks with Star Rod. You can either press B to shoot a star, and the jump spin right there that he does also has a hitbox on it. However, for this fight to go perfectly, you actually need to hit every single star, because the spin attack only does a fraction of what the star does. So Nightmare's gonna live with a little extra health here, and no matter... See, that would typically be the last hit in the fight, but he didn't get it because he, technically, I guess you could say, missed a hit. It really doesn't count for anything. And Speedman with the final split there, a final time of 44.54. That's a decent race time as well. And Speedman, GG's to him, and congratulations on moving on to the next round of Losers Bracket. And here we have Speedman himself.
How's it going?
Pretty good. This has been a good, fun race to commentate. You had a pretty good run, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating when you know you can do better, but I'm happy with it considering it was a race and all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to be picky with race runs as well, but you know, that's just a consistent time right there. It's like, it's not that like anything went bad, it's just like it was all around decent. It was what you needed, and you got it. So,
right.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, it is my best race time so far, so that is the positive.
That is good, yeah. Oh, you had one thing I just want to point out. You had a really good 7-2. That was definitely a green split for you. I would.
It was definitely better than my PB for sure.
It was definitely solid. But first and foremost, congratulations on moving on to the losers bracket. You know, death battles down here. I've got my race set up now for this weekend, but it's a tough tournament. I've got to tell you, it's really tough because there's just so many good runners in this, and it's really good to get as far along as you have.
Yeah, for sure.
So, is there anything you want to improve on for your next run?
I think just getting more consistent. There wasn't anything that I really did super wrong this run, but there's a lot of slop, and I really want to improve on that.
Yeah, I thought there were no major mistakes in your run, and this is, especially for new runners, like, this is just a good no major mistakes time. It's like, consistent. It's what you needed, so.
Right.
I want to ask you now, what do you do for to practice your levels? Like, how do you do that?
Well, I have a Game Boy Advance SP, so I've always got the game with me. If I'm not streaming or at my computer, then I've got it with me on the go. But what I've been doing is I've been tracking how my splits compare to better runners, and then I'll pick a level and just grind it out. Like last night I worked on level 4 a lot.
Yeah. That's the way I like to do it, and Shasta said as well. Like, you just choose whichever level you want and go through all the, I could say, levels within it, because I feel like it's a lot more realistic than just grinding out one level over and over, because you actually have to deal with, like, well, what if I lose an ability here? Or, what if I only have this much health? Do I soft reset or not? I think it's the best way to learn.
Right. And going back to my example of level 4, today when I did my warm-up run, there's like definitely improvement compared to last time. So it really helps doing it that way.
Yes, absolutely. You can see it in runs as well. It's a great thing. So, I'm guessing that you have your PB splits up right now to compare to for this run. You have your regular splits up, or not?
I don't like racing with splits, so I don't have my splits up.
Yeah, that's a pretty common as well to see. I do it just because in case I get a PB, I have splits, but I think that in a perfect world where I didn't have to worry about PBing in a race, that I would not have splits up at all. Or, like, the fact that I'm not Halo dude either. It's like...
Yeah, the way I figure it is if I get a real good PB, I can just always go back and put in the splits later. But it's such a off chance that that would happen that it's not worth worrying about.
Yeah, that's another thing that's nice as well. So I feel like when you do get the PB as well, you can do like a little restream of it, and you're like, oh, let me just take these splits here, and you just have a fun little thing to talk about. Like, you can review it. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
So, I don't have the bracket up right now. I probably should. Let me see what's going on with... Okay. So I'm just playing the bracket now. So you are moving on, and I know you don't really want to hear this, but you have to face Kinnan next.
I'm actually looking forward to that race. I think it's going to be really fun.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Kinnan's another person who's been commentating with me as well. Kinnan is the 7th seed, and Speed is the 9th. So I think no matter what, we're guaranteed to see a good race. But, like, I'm looking at the winner's side of the bracket right now, and it's absolutely brutal. Like, next is the winner of... We have to see if Thomas, the 4 seed, beats Mayazumi, the 5 seed. And then we have MK Cocoon and Tatsuchu, which it's going to be tonight, I believe, and really good race. Also, Blue Bomber's on the Nightmare fight right now. He's on a pace for a high 51, it looks like, if he finishes this all well. Another, I guess a kind of interesting thing about the bracket is that there has only been one, I guess you'd call it, upset so far, and that's because the 12 seed had to forfeit against the 13 seed in the losers. Yo, and that is time for Blue Bomber, and that's also a PB for him, I think, because his final timer is blue. That typically means good things. So, congrats to Blue Bomber as well. Yeah, Blue Bomber finishing with a 51-42. Good run from him as well. Now, one interesting thing I think is that, like, I wonder if we're going to see the a lot of these runners who have joined started running this game just for the tournament will continue on afterwards. Because I definitely want to get a 42 before I move on to Squeak Squad again and other things. But, like, I know I've always got this game in my pocket, which is great. It's always a fun speed run.
Yeah, I'm hoping a lot of the newer runners stick around. I mean, I'm a newer runner, and I'm planning on sticking around for a while. It's a really fun speed game.
I am too. And I think that MK Cocoon has done a tremendous job organizing this game, and honestly this community as well. Shoutouts to him.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Blue. What's going on?
Hello.
Congrats on the PB.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I made so many mistakes on World 2.
That's typically not where you hear that. Like, if you're hearing mistakes, it's like, yeah, World 6 or whatever, but...
Well, I was practicing 4, 5, and 6 before the race.
Yeah, it's always the unexpected ones that come and get you, but... You know, it is what it is. You still got a pretty good PB right there.
Yeah.
Race
now
PB.
to get down... Try to get it down a little further is what I'm going to go for.
Man, you can get that sub 50 pretty well, I think. If you just clean up some stuff like you said, World 2 and your World 6, I think you're going to be fine.
Yeah, World 6 is a problem. I tend not seem to hold Tornado through 6-2 to 6-6. So I've kind of gone on the point of I'm giving up on that fact because I know I can't hold it.
Oh, man, Tornado helps you so much in World 6. I feel like it's kind of worth learning for sometimes, but I mean, if you're not comfortable with it right now, you don't have to do it. You can probably find the time to make up elsewhere.
what I was hoping to do was get a mix on that Crash and Beam guy. Not for a cutter, but the last time I mixed there, I remember mixing for something like burning that actually helped me get through the next 2 rooms.
I think that you don't have to mix burning there because there's a burning enemy in the next room right there where the tornado is.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's where you would pick up tornado. I think I accidentally mixed high jump early, so I didn't have to waste time sucking the high jump guy then.
Interesting.
That was during a practice, though.
Yeah. I mean, if we think it's faster, MK Cocoon is probably going to lab it for like hours.
Save that 3 frames, you know?
Yeah. The other day, I think he posted it on his Twitter. He put together like the top 6 runners, like gold splits for every single individual level, and found out like what the best possible like human time was, and like all stuff like that. And it's kind of cool to see everything like all those, and like yeah. But you see stuff like Cobrel, who ran in like what was it, the 2015, 2016. Has like an absolutely nutty early game that like no one's been able to replicate in like 3 years.
Jeez.
So it's really cool.
Still, congratulations to you, Speedman, for sub 45. I know you've been looking for that.
Thank you, and congrats on your PB as well.
Thank you. It was a fun race. I enjoyed the time that I had in this tournament for the first Kirby game that I ever played.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool. So, are you going to stick with it after the tournament, or are you going to continue on with other games?
I will continue to run not only this, but a couple of the other games that I've also said to continue running, like Dr. Mario. But it's just a matter of finding time to speedrun as an adult.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm sure Speedman has the same problems as well.
Yeah, I've got a newborn, so it's challenging.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't have many of these challenges right now. I'm glad I don't.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, well, I don't know. With college next year, it's really going to be a toss-up. It's going to see how I am. AKA, do I study or not? Studying this.
Always study.
I know. I'm going to have to study my ass off going to the school that I am. So it's just like, yeah. I'm still going to continue speedrunning and streaming now. Just probably not going to be as much as I'm able to now. But who knows? More freedom.
Alright. With that, I have to get going. I got someplace that I need to be in an hour.
Alright.
I'll see you guys later.
See ya. Good to have you. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say either, so I'm going to be on my way as well. Thank you all for coming out and watching tonight, or this afternoon. So I'll probably be seeing you guys commentating in a race later this tournament. Thank you.